I feel like at this point, everyone understands that you are banned from 95% of the casinos. You stated that you don't know which ones you are banned from. You kind of just have to go there and figure it out on your own.
Yeah,
right?
So in Vegas, they all made it clear that I was banned, and it's whatever, those were obvious. What I find the issues is when I go to like a new territory, like a new city, new casino, something like the smaller casinos like outside of Vegas, they don't like call ahead to tell me, hey, just so you know, you've never been here, but don't ever try it, It's only when I do eventually go there and make first contact that I find out if I'm banned or not.
Right. Okay. And when someone comes up to you and like kicks you out, does it make you feel like sort of good because that shows you outsmarted them, or are you more so pissed because now you can't gamble there?
Well, that's a twofold answer. The first is they did me a huge favor, I think, when they banned me. There's only a handful of casinos in the world that would let me bet as big as I was, and they banned me when I was at my absolute peak of profit. And in real life, if they had let me continue gambling forever, there's no saying that the way that I was beating them, they wouldn't find a way to patch it, and inevitably I would become a loser. So in that way, they did me a favor. On the other side of it, it does show a lot for me. I go, wow, like I really did something. I made history. That's like a cool thing to consider. But also they took away like such a lifestyle of mine. Like my whole life was based on that business and that career, and they took it away like, one decision.
Mm-hmm. But would you say that it was almost a blessing in disguise because maybe you would have, went down a much deeper, more dangerous path if you had been able to gamble at all those spots?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Now, between being a former addict, a millionaire, and a consistent winner, how have you established the discipline to not go back to your bad habits and re-entertain a destructive lifestyle?
There's a few things. I'm a part of a certain fellowship that really holds me accountable and continues to work on my growth internally. A huge contributing factor to why I don't, we'll say, go back to like old ways is I look at everything I have now, and I only achieved what I achieved because of being on the straight and narrow. And I sort of play the tape through and I consider like, what is the pros and cons if I were to go back and resort to old behaviors? And almost inevitably, it's always a terrible ending, even in my imagination, if I were to, resort back to old ways.
Okay.